Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nobody's Watching Wrestling. We're just going to do a podcast this time around instead of a full video because, as you may have noticed, the world continues to be ending. So we're just making do with what is available to us, and what is not available to us is a film crew. So we're going to be talking about Money in the Bank, but just talking, and you can imagine us looking beautiful, which we obviously do.
I really do. Really looking really good.
I wish you could see Lady Berica Andrews right now using facial rollers to, I assume, tighten...
Maybe they can... hold on. It's me rolling and tightening my face.
Oh, it's so tight, everyone. Tight as a drum.
I turned off my screen because I don't want to look at it.
We can
That's
still
also
see
fair.
you.
I know, that's fine.
That's really weird.
Anyway, we are going to talk about Money in the Bank, but literally only the final match because the WWE also doesn't know what to do right now in terms of content generation.
What a horror story this is. It's like just...
Did you bother trying to watch any of the other ones?
No.
They were, a tag match was happening, and it was fun, and then Sasha Banks was there in a good outfit, and that's literally all I remember.
Oh, I did watch Sasha Banks for like 20 seconds because you encouraged us to, and she did look great.
Yeah, she looked amazing.
Amazing. We've watched, didn't go anywhere because she didn't do anything, did she? I didn't watch the whole thing.
That we've stayed on perfect. It was an A+.
Yeah, the best.
Plus.
Yeah, she's made some kind of discovery recently about what to do with her hair.
Wrestling.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't think we can take any credit for her weave quality, other than having pointed out when it moves, which I guarantee you she already knew. We didn't tell her how to make it better.
She figured it out.
I think my chin is already tighter, y'all.
Oh my god.
I got an ice roller, I got a chin strap, and a jade roller, and that's just the trifecta.
Everyone, Lady Berica Andrews is a changed woman.
What are you putting on your face? I turned my screen back on.
It's a chin strap. It's to help tighten the waddle.
Okay.
It's a full-on... It's like a neck bra, is what it is.
Basically, yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to wear it at nighttime and wear it all night. And wake up in the morning super smooth and with a line right here.
Oh my god. I did not know you did this.
Wow.
What?
Guys, we need to be out of quarantine soon. Do you know that they just LA's shelter-in-place order to August 1st?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Sorry. Anyway, let's talk about Money in the Bank. The final match of...
In my mind, we had already just talked about everything.
What? Berica! What?
I don't know.
We literally talked about none of it. So let's...
So we're going to talk about them all interspersed since the match...
where do we even begin? Let's just start with general impressions.
Okay,
there was a clown.
Okay, we should talk about... So, in case there's anyone watching who didn't watch Money in the Bank, which is beyond me, but could happen, I have friends who watch this show because they're bored. What happened for Money in the Bank is... the men and women did not have separate matches, but rather all converged at once at the WWE headquarters in Trumbull, Connecticut, and had to fight their way to the top, Final Fantasy VII Shinra mission style.
You guys, it's so ridiculous.
It's so insane.
They had to get to the right off the bat, they had to establish that for some reason we couldn't just take an elevator to the top of the building, even though that is the obvious choice.
But Asuka did, and that's the funny part.
But she got out in, the middle.
That didn't make any sense.
She gets in the elevator and then is like, oh, I have to get out on the whatevereth floor.
Okay, also remember how not only do they have to get to the roof of the building, there is a ring on the roof.
Oh, yes.
With a ladder.
With like ring, 10 ladders.
With a ladder, like 10 ladders, and then you have to climb a ladder on top of the ring, on top of a 75-floor building that's doing medical experiments in the basement.
Wait, I'm sorry. Could we take like a deeper dive into that last bit?
You know, because it's the Shinra building. They're just doing medical experiments in the basement.
Right, sorry, you're continuing the joke. It's a Final Fantasy VII joke, Berica.
Oh, yeah, I don't get that.
Yeah. So my main impression of go ahead.
I was just saying, I don't know what that means.
My main impression of this event was chaos. It was very difficult to know what was going on at any point because there were a lot of people in several different locations, and because all the locations are generic offices, it's very difficult to tell who's higher up in the building and closer to the ring than anyone else. Yeah. So that made it like the plot was really muddled.
So what? Let's do this. What were your favorite parts about it?
Oh God, good question. I guess my favorite part, one, was Asuka doing anything.
Yeah. Her entrance specifically. Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, 2 was just the strangeness of it, which was completely unintentional. I liked the ambition.
You thought it was completely unintentional?
I think that they I think a lot of it was just bad, but there was a sort of strangeness to how bad it was that I think was completely unintentional.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was made incredibly poorly and by stupid people, which is not to say I didn't find it incredibly entertaining. But
for Debbie, we love Debbie.
Yeah. Well, she didn't make money in the bank. Yeah, she's just chilling in social. Our friend Debbie, who is an angel from heaven.
Hi, Debbie.
Works in the WWE social department, and she's doing her best. She did a choose your own adventure game on Twitter that was actually really cool.
Oh yeah, I lost a lot. It turns out I would not win Money in the Bank.
I think we all knew that spiritually.
Oh, we all knew that mentally, spiritually, physically, intellectually. It's all correct.
Yeah. So anyway, I just think the whole thing was terrible, but also really fun.
Ariel, what were your favorite parts?
So I liked the cinematic helicopter shots when they actually got to the roof. I thought that was a rare, smart idea to actually use the space well. They had these giant sweeping helicopter shots. Let's see, what else did I actually like?
Charlotte was in the helicopter?
Yeah, I'm sure Charlotte was personally manning a camera. That makes the most sense. I mostly have questions. There were a lot of things that confused me deeply, and some things that made me very upset.
My favorite things.
Yeah, what are your favorite things?
My favorite things were the weird poltergeisty thing people that came up, like the guy with on his little motor thing that came up behind Otis.
Yeah, I didn't know who those people were. A lot of them.
The clown
was weird.
In the television saying that's not the real money in the bank. The Undertaker area. How did he get out of there? I don't know.
I forgot about that.
I feel like AJ must have died again in the weight room, because how did he get out from underneath that weight? And then he got out of he must be an apparition, just going through walls. And he doesn't know he's dead, though.
That's my favorite subplot to this that I did not see the first time around. They're really the sixth sensing us.
Adrian doesn't know he's dead.
I love your interpretation of this whole event much more than my interpretation of it.
Could you imagine if that was what they were doing?
There was some intergender shit happening. Intergender food fight. Love.
Oh, yeah, and the big moment with Baron and Asuka at the end.
Which was weird. Why was Baron trying to stop Asuka from winning?
Same question.
He grabbed it before because both of the briefcases were up there, and so he just wanted to push her out of the way.
Oh,
so he could get the briefcase.
It was so fun and campy. The whole show to me was like fun and campy. But I wish they would have like had a banana peel moment. That's how slapsticky it was to me.
Yeah,
Dana fell on the mop water. Also, that mop water was disgusting. Like, get a new batch of mop water, or like he should be fired.
Also, I just
look at my skin. It's so taut.
Also, that office building is so ugly.
Oh my god!
It's just like a basic office building.
It's so hideous.
I couldn't believe that they kept showing us all these like sad boardrooms and like that. I have to hope. I just have to hope that was not Vince McMahon's actual office.
It is.
No. Okay,
the Tyrannosaurus Rex skull is like a famous thing, apparently. Like he like everyone knows he has it.
You know, the thing that convinced me that it was in fact his office is that there was not a computer there, and I was like, Vince McMahon definitely does not have a computer.
That's such tea.
Like that was when I was like, no, this is his office. A fake office would have a computer on the desk.
I love that they had a specific room, a Money in the Bank conference room.
Yeah, what was that? Like, what was the joke? Like,
I did like Stephanie's little choker that she had on.
Oh my god, Stephanie's obviously filmed nowhere near the rest of them insert. Oh, yeah. Like, it's just Stephanie, like, self-taping against a white wall that is, like, nowhere near the actual wrestlers. I was like, this is such a perfect encapsulation of everything happening during quarantine, that all of the bosses are, like, separate and safe, and they're like, but all of the employees can come together and touch each other.
They risk Vince McMahon being near people.
Oh my god. He was separated at least 6 feet from everybody. He was social distancing.
This is not real anyway. I'm on the commission. It's fine.
Oh my god.
I don't like, did they think that people would like think it was like funny and endearing for like Stephanie McMahon to be there? Like, it feels like when Ivanka shows up to like a press briefing and you're like, you're not endearing. I don't want to look at you. Like,
I feel like the other McMahon out on purpose now. Shane.
Oh,
poor Shane.
Yeah, he's fine, I guess. He's got so much. They've all got so much money. You don't have to worry about any of them.
For real. I had some safety concerns about this match, especially. It was always the women who were fighting on, like, hard marble floors, or, like, when Dana Brooke took the mop slip on that hard marble.
Rough.
That looked really like, that did not look great. And then, like, they also started the women in that lobby with, like, the hard stone floor, and I was like, this is not safe.
None of it was. Oh, you know what was funny in the food fight? Dana Brooke took, like, an aluminum baking tray and started
the flimsiest thing that you could possibly use to hit someone with. Like, we all know that is like, that will crumple in your hand. Like, there's no.
Also, can Otis stop eating like that?
Can Otis stop everything like that? When he said, like, oh yeah, in his little voice, every one of my orifices closed to a pinhole. Like, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
But was it like disgusting?
Somebody's ass, and he's like, yes.
Oh god, yes. Oh no, please don't.
I kind of just think of him as like a John Waters character who's just like always inexplicably screaming.
What's her name with the eggs?
Oh, Edith. He's like wrestling's Edith Massey.
Yeah, like her love child.
Without the charm.
Oh, I find him charming.
The only reason that Otis is in WWE is because Vince McMahon fucked Edith Massey, and he has to.
Jesus.
Yeah, Otis there.
You know what wait, this is actually the difference between Otis and Edith Massey is that John Waters was never making fun of Edith Massey, and the McMahon family is always making fun of Otis. Like,
apparently Vince like loves Otis and like
Otis
is really cool
too.
But like the joke is always he eats a lot, and it's crazy that a woman would have sex with him. Like, those are the two main jokes, is like, oh my god, look at this fat fuck that eats so much, and how could a woman ever fuck that? And yet she, like, there's never, like, a respect for him. He's not treated with
I don't agree.
dignity.
I don't always agree, because they, like, the way they wrote that, like, story with Mandy Rose was, like, actually that they both just really liked each other and thought each other was cute, and it was really sweet.
Well, I hope that they give him some more chances to be shown in a positive light now that he has a whole briefcase full of fake money.
No, it's filled with a contract.
Oh, there's not even money in it?
No, it's filled with a contract that you can do you not know the concept of money in the bank?
I know the concept, but it's called money in the bank. I just
There's no money in the briefcase. It's like
because the money's in the bank. Oh, now I get it.
It's like
Was Money in the Bank the first one that we ever did, or was it a different one?
Backlash, I think.
Yeah, we did Backlash. Yeah, this was like you talked about this accident report, that I think one of the main problems with this is that it wasn't made skillfully, because we have, as a culture, so many examples of choreographed fight sequences on TV and in movies. And I think that they sort of still treated this like a live wrestling match rather than a pre-taped event.
Yeah, for sure.
And it didn't have the tightness or the wit or the like strong underlying plan.
Like, it felt like Buffy fight scenes were better. You know, like, it's just like they weren't like very like.
It was like that stuntman makeup challenge thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
like worse than that, actually.
Yeah, worse than that, because that was at least like clever. Like, it just felt like the whole thing was written for 12-year-olds and like filmed by 12-year-olds. Like,
I mean,
it might be. I don't know. Yeah. Like, it's like they just like are not like. I get that people are excited because it's like something new and different, but they're not like really doing anything interesting with it. Like, it's just accidentally funny because the performers are like charming.
Well, that's
like,
Like,
sorry.
Go.
No, I already forgot what I was going to say.
Oh, well, the thing is also that, like, to me, I don't think this is necessarily something new and different. I think that it's different for wrestling, but they're not forging new territory in a genre we haven't seen. Like, we all know what a fight sequence looks like.
Right.
So they're not, like, accepting the tropes of the genre that they're now moving into, especially when it comes to dead air. Like, you can take a lot of pauses in a live wrestling match because there's an audience and the performers need breathing time. But, like, if you're going to pre-tape something, you got to edit that shit down.
Yeah, that's a big thing. And, like, the thing that really destroyed me the entire fucking event was how shitty the music was. It was a choice to score it, but then, like, yeah, this is like, again, like, you have to accept that we're in a different world now. You can't just buy freemusic.com, like, generic metal music. Like, every TV show has a cool soundtrack now. Like, you know, like, Euphoria had a cool soundtrack, and, like, you know, Sabrina has a cool soundtrack. Like, you have to get, like, a real band to do music now. Like, you can't just do this shitty music.
It might be that, like, cool bands don't want to give their music to the WWE.
They could pay them, though. Like, people need money. Like, I think, you know, like, like, Poppy was doing NXT. Get Poppy to do the music. Like, you know, like, there are people who want to work with them and would.
R9 is actually just WWE soundtracks.
What?
Rihanna's 9th album.
It's just theme song for WWE stars.
Yeah. I'd still listen.
Yeah, same.
That would be great, actually. I would be okay with it. If Rihanna had come in and won Money in the Bank, I would be okay with that too.
Rihanna obviously should just take over the WWE.
Like, oh, nah.
That would be a great twist.
When she comes in, oh, nah.
Jesus Christ. How's your face, Berica? Is it tight?
My chin is like definitely more tight.
I couldn't agree more.
Do you have like any memorable like moments with the different?
When all of this is over, then I'll have a tight little butthole.
What?
I'm gonna roll this on my butthole, so it tightens.
Oh my god!
Please disinfect it when you move it from your butthole back to your face.
Oh, too late.
Okay. Most of my questions were regarding the like Black Lodge entities that popped up in the middle. Like
I don't know who any of those people were.
Like those are all of my questions. Also, the broken mirror moment that we discussed.
Yeah, really bizarre. I don't know. There was just a lot of strange things.
Twin Peak vibe. All of WWE is leaning into Lynchian territory.
But again, it's not intentional. I think it's just incompetent.
You don't think it is?
No, I really think it's completely incompetent.
It has to be.
I just don't agree. I think those were just like fan service in-jokes for like wrestling nerds that we just missed. So they came across as like strange.
A clown popping up from nowhere and then never to be seen again. They're speaking to us.
Oh, I did have something I liked. When it looked like Baron Corbin was just throwing people off the roof before they panned back to the helicopter shot to show that it was like a 2-level roof, it really just looked like he threw someone directly off the building. Like it was like Rey Mysterio and someone else.
Aleister Black, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm sorry, did Baron Corbin just commit a double homicide?
Aleister Black, like after the bell rang or whatever, the match ended, he just tweeted a picture of a sheep ghost.
Oh, he seems like
so
fun.
Everybody's dead now. WWE is just like the underworld of wrestling now.
Oh my god.
AJ Styles doesn't know he's dead, but everybody else does.
The WWE building is basically Wolfram and Hart from Angel, but that's an incredibly obscure reference, so...
That means...
I haven't watched Angel, so...
Okay, well, someone will really pop for that.
Our audience will love it.
Great. Anyway...
I think we talked everything. There wasn't much to it. Asuka won.
I was just going to say, did we cover that Asuka got the Money in the Bank and that she deserves it because she's perfect?
Asuka won, and then the men's Money in the Bank was fumbled and thrown into Otis's hands.
Oh yeah, because Elias came in at the end.
Yeah, inexplicably.
So, I love how they spend like an hour trying to establish that it would be very difficult to get onto the roof of this building, and then Elias does it with no problem whatsoever.
Maybe he was waiting up there.
He might have already been up there. Maybe he was just like, maybe that's where he goes to rehearse.
He's just been jamming on the roof of the WWE offices. Why not?
Yeah, it's where he goes to like think thoughts and things.
He says really deep guitar thoughts. He did ruin that guitar though, which like fingers crossed that's a plot point we stick with. Like, oh, Elias has no guitar anymore.
Were there any memorable outfits?
No.
Nia's outfit changed, but it wasn't great.
The only look notes my look notes are that Dana Brooke got like big ol' WeHo lips and what's her?
She already had hers as though.
They looked like extra big tonight. They're just plump, full, ready. And then
she was fun. I thought she was fun in the whole thing.
I liked her.
I thought she was like she was like
hair, which was nice.
Oh, that's true. There wasn't a lot of Lacey.
She was. Yeah, she like we forgot about her halfway through. She just like stopped appearing. And Shayna Baszler's foundation was too dark. That was the other thing I noticed. And I think it was probably because I didn't notice it until they got into the boardroom, and I think it probably looked very different in the like shitty fluorescent lights.
That seems right. I liked Carmella's outfit. I thought Carmella looked cute.
I love Carmella.
Sure.
Moon and back.
She was just moonwalking everywhere. I thought she was fun too.
Her Nikes, so cute.
Yeah.
I felt really bad about how squeaky her moonwalk sounded on the lobby floor. I was like, oh, this is not dignified.
I forgot about that. That was fun.
It was, I was like, this is just like, so like everything about this, like it was the first indicator that like, oh, we're going to undercut all the goodness of this with some like, some wild oversights that no one thought about what this would sound like.
Yeah, the sound design on the whole thing was awful.
There were a lot of missteps. Oh my god, you are literally taking pictures of your jawline right now? Berica, we're at work.
Yeah, I gotta track it.
Oh my god. Everyone. I'm
gonna do one of those like every days and do a 365-day thing and then be really disappointed that nothing changed.
Quarantine has broken Berica. Please send money to our Patreon. Because clearly we're going to have to buy her more therapy or more rollers.
The rollers are cheaper.
Let's more rollers.
I want a bed of rollers. A bed of rollers that I just roll over. Just rolling.
Oh, Jesus. Everyone.
This has been on Nobody's Watching Wrestling. Nobody's watching wrestling literally because you're just listening.
One thing about Money in the Bank that I realize now is that I remember none of the wrestling part of it.
There was barely any wrestling. A lot of running in hallways.
Yeah, like they got to the top of the thing and then got in a wrestling ring and they did wrestle, but I don't remember a single moment of it.
How about that little alcove that was half a wrestling ring? It was like a mock wrestling ring.
Oh yeah, that was
like
weird.
Photo op. I was like, they're like at the step and repeat. Are there any closing thoughts? Closing thoughts, anyone? Are we done?
I hope they keep going in this direction, and it keeps getting weirder.
I would actually like it if we did less and less wrestling and more weird stunts. I think it is more fun if this is just like zany people running around and they're not actually fighting. They're just running and being stupid.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree. I don't know. There was just like, my thing about it is always just like, how could it be cool? And like, I just wish it was cool. Like, I feel like they could hire like a guest director. Like, what if like Quentin Tarantino directed like a wrestling match? Like, I would watch that. What if like, you know, like they got like Ryan Murphy to direct a wrestling match? Like, you know, like you could do cool things with it and like get a cool band to do it. And like,
are you okay?
No, I'm actually 100% on board with this. My less wrestling comment is based entirely on the assumption that they don't know how to do this. But if someone could come in and do it right, I'd 100% watch them make like an honest attempt.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird. It's like a weird thing because like I completely enjoyed watching it, but I also enjoy watching like Scooby-Doo, you know, like, you know, like this was just there was like an episode of Scooby-Doo and I was just like, okay, like, I don't know, like there is something to be said for like, these characters are supposed to have some kind of dignity and like, are you making a show for children? Are you making a show for adults? Like, what are we doing here? You know, like if you want WWE to just be a kid show, great. But like, if you want it to be
the best we can, and so are they.
This is not the best they can do. I refuse to believe
This is not the best they can do. They have billions of dollars.
Well, but we don't. So there is a Patreon linked to below, probably. If not, it's patreon.com.
Download another platform and spend more money, so we need yours.
But I know the times are tough, so if you don't have it, then subscribe later when you have an income again. I get how it goes. But I'm Ariel Italic, at Ariel Italic at all the places.
I'm Taut Chin.
I'm done with both of you. Bye.
Bye.